Welcome, guys. We're going to give it a quick more couple of seconds and let the room fill up a bit. If you could do me a favor and just retweet the space out, we'd greatly appreciate it.
And that was some pretty dope music.
Yeah, yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, we usually try to play a little something just to kind of break up the silence a little bit. We
Oh yeah.
these spaces been in these spaces so many different times, and it's kind of like while we're getting everything fired up, ready to go, it's almost kind of like an awkward silence, and you're just like
Oh
blah blah.
yeah.
I think it's really cool though. X like implemented this like you could actually, as a host, you could actually like play like little jingles and things like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that was
thought that
dope.
was
Yeah.
actually a great idea. So yeah.
Yeah, the awkward silence kind of kills it, sometimes. So you gotta like have something going on, just
Yeah,
to keep
exactly,
things
man. Just a
nice.
little humming tune in the background or something, right?
Exactly. Precisely. Gotta keep
Awesome,
those
man.
vibes going. Nice to meet you, by the way. It's great to be here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely, Daryl. Yeah, so we were going to bring is the Creo actual X going to be here as well? Are we bringing them up?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's coming. I'm not so sure. Maybe my COO is trying to get that sorted,
Yeah, no problem.
but
Yeah,
should
we're
be
gonna give
here.
it a. I
Should
say
be
we
here.
give it a second anyway, and just let's let
Yeah,
the
yeah,
room
yeah.
fill up a minute, and
No
see how it
worries.
goes, and then we can get things started. We got some people climbing in here now, so guys,
Sure.
yeah, if you guys are here, if we could just go ahead and just repost out the room and get this space filled up. We got an exciting one with you guys today with Creo Engine, so going to be awesome. I've actually been looking at your guys' site and doing all that good stuff. I ran past you guys. I think this was, I don't even know, maybe over a month ago now. Scott
Uh-huh.
had actually mentioned something to me about saying, "Hey, you got to check these guys out." So yeah, so I have nephews that are really big into the gaming and things like that as well. So I'm actually planning on hanging out with those guys this weekend. So I'm probably going to have to show them what's it about because they're pretty crucial when it comes to their video games and different things like that. They love online playing, all that good stuff. And every time I go over to their place, they're like, "Hey, check this out and check this." I mean, it's like they're 100 miles a minute, man. So you know how that is.
Yeah, understood. Kid, excuse me for
Oh
asking,
yeah,
but
definitely.
how old was your nephews and nieces?
I've got several actually. I've got one that is 8, I've got one that is 10, and I've got one that is 14.
Wow, you
Yeah.
can't beat youngsters when it comes to games, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
So
Absolutely.
energetic. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I
all
love it.
over the place, man. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what the kids are into these days. So it's definitely a different story, when I was younger and things like that. We did more outside activities, I think you should say.
Understood. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right. Well, good deal. Well, let's get it started. So we have the CEO, and I don't want to mispronounce your name, Javier. Is that what that is?
Well, most people call me Javier because it's easier to pronounce. And just to be fair, my dad does did took my name reference from Javier Perez de Cuellar, the Secretary General of the United Nations of 1988. That's the year where I was when I was born.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can call me Javier, you can call me Javier. It's I'm pretty much okay with both. Though.
Okay. And also we have Daryl here too as well. Yeah.
Ola. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, sir. Absolutely. So, if you guys want to if we want to jump into this thing, if you guys just want to maybe go one by one and just introduce yourselves and just maybe give a little brief background of like, your involvement here in the crypto space and maybe just give a little bit of, a Creo engine year started and what the project's based in and the size of your team, et cetera. Just a little background is usually, where I like to start out at.
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure.
All right. Let me
So,
start first. So
oh yeah,
basically,
please.
yeah. So introduce myself first. Hello, everybody. My name is Javier Tan. You can call me Javier. You can call me Javier. I'm fine with both, by the way. I'm the CEO and also one of the co-founders of Creo Engine ecosystem. So my background was I was nothing near a technical guy. Daryl is more like a more technical guy. But I have been playing games ever since I can remember. Uh, starting from my first console is actually SNES, the Super Nintendo. Everybody argued that I should actually get an Atari 2600, but anyway, been playing games since I can remember, and I've been playing game ever since. So my background was I was more of a financial guy and a business development guy, mostly doing marketing, sales, and also developing businesses through strategy and something like that. Mostly involved in financial stuff, and also I was a teacher in a national plus school in my country, Indonesia. By the way, we're from Indonesia. Our headquarters and studio is based in Jakarta, and we have about 40 to 45 employees at the moment. This not including the management people. So yeah, that's a bit about myself. And Daryl, please, your turn.
Hey guys, I'm Daryl. I'm the CTO slash CPO, one of the co-founders of Creo. It's good to meet everybody here. I'm just your run of the mill product guy. I mean, I practically developed games when I was younger. I love indie games to death. So, I met Javier alongside some really close friends, and they've been really good helping me out for the past 2 years. And we started Creo Engine in 2021. We're just a ragtag team of people who love finance, who love video games, and who love all things fun, entertaining. So we're here to do business, and we've been for the past 2 years doing a lot of stuff, with our own studios, right, with our own in-house gaming studio, and making
That's
our own
right.
products. Trying to really stand out from our competitors, and really open ourselves as to become a leading force, hopefully, in the Web3 gaming space, or at least providing access through Web3 gaming for newbie investors, right? So we have been really hard at work to make that happen, but Javier and I've been we're glad to be here. Glad to be present, to be with everybody here today to talk about our projects. And thanks for having us. Really, thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely, man. 100%. I mean, I was looking at your website earlier. You guys have just monster partnerships with like all types of different people. And it's just crazy to see. And it's just like, deep diving in like the gaming industry and things like that. Like you were saying, Heavy, it's just amazing, like just some of the time in like you said already, with the monster team that you guys have already in place. Like you guys came to, you guys are serious business here, which I can appreciate, you know what I mean, because just I've had conversations in the past with different teams, when it comes to this type of thing, and one time it was broken down to me of just the amount of time and energy that's put in just to create something like you guys have created here. And the thing is like, us as consumers playing the game, a lot of the times, like, we don't really put the thought into like what actually goes on behind the scenes to get like everything ready, in order for us to, us consumers to actually be able to enjoy what guys like you have created. You know what I mean? So with that being said, if you guys want to go into a little bit as well as like what is the Creo Engine ecosystem, and just kind of highlight the platform and the products that you guys have available.
Sure. I'll just gloss over that then, I suppose. So, you're right. When it comes to developing video games, a lot of people take it for granted. Just see the product, they consume it, and they just forget about it. That's just the reality of the gaming industry as a whole, which is, nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, us developers, we live for people's enjoyment. I mean, compliments are nice, if people say, oh, I like this, it's fun. It gives me motivation to work even harder and, to make better products. But essentially, what I'm doing for Creo with Creo is we're trying to create accessible Web3 gaming. Now, a lot of people, you'd be surprised, don't really understand the idea of making a living through playing video games. Now, this is nothing new. A long time ago, people sell World of Warcraft gold in Chinese factories. So, making a living off video games is nothing relatively new. However, creating a portfolio, developing real world value assets, from playing video games using NFTs and digital commodities, is something that we as a company, we really want to explore, because we believe that there'll come a future where young children could, collect, or people that play video games could actually collect, high value assets like NFTs, and, compile and create a portfolio of high value digital commodities that they could actually trade like business. And we wanted to create a platform where, we have an array of fun Web3 games from various partners and ourselves, because we have our own studio, and really to create a really cohesive platform where people could actually, easily log into the platform, try out our games, and start earning and start creating and establishing these digital assets. Really try to create this dynamic using blockchain technology as a means to do business in the gaming industry securely without any underhand means of doing business, right? And because we see a lot of people get defrauded, they lose assets if they do trade assets in these public marketplaces, like sell accounts, sell assets. They do have loopholes that are dangerous. So we figured that by using blockchain technology and with the power of the internet and of course the power of our passion for video games, we're hoping to create something really special for the community here and really make Web3 gaming accessible to everybody, and really to make people earn a living, an additional income, right? It doesn't hurt to have a bit more income every single month by playing video games. And what better way to use an easy to use platform to make it happen? Now, that has been our mission since day one. And, we're in love with the problem. We really want to make Web3 gaming accessible, really healthy, and really sustainable for people. So, that is basically Creo Engine, right? Basically an ecosystem of tools, games, communities, all dynamic in one hub, secure and basically seamless, right? So this is who we are. That's my statement. Maybe Jay, if you want to add anything else.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm looking for in the Creo engine, when we start Creo engine, the first time when we start Creo engine, I remember telling Daryl that, hey, do you know that it's my dream to build a cross-platform game? Because to tell the truth, guys, I am a huge lovers of anime. Yeah, animes, cartoons, whatever it is. I start my youth by watching Cartoon Networks, by watching the Nickelodeons, and finally watching Animax, and yep, all those things. So I've played a lot of games, and when smartphones get into the circle, played a lot of idle RPGs as well. And my one of my favorite games, which was already discontinued now, is a game called a Brave Frontier. I believe some of you guys probably have already played that game before, and there's a lot of content inside there. And then next one it will be the Epic 7, which is one of the highest earning idol RPG of all time. Now they do a lot of collaborations with artists, with all these kinds of things, and this it really intrigues me. I was thinking like, what if all the anime characters that I've watched, like JoJo, Bleach, Ichigo Kurosaki, they got jammed into one platform and they can just fight one another. They can just collaborate or whatever it is, and that is exactly my dream when we start the project. And that is what highlighted the Creo Engine ecosystem's basis, where we want to create a value for all GameFi projects by allowing them to interconnect one another, by building assets value within the ecosystem itself, where they can actually share those assets with the other games. Not just one, not just two, but 10 or 20 games ahead, provided the genres and the use case is, well, makes sense per se. I mean, it's impossible for you to use a zombie eye in a farming game, right? So we need to find the correlation as well. So yeah, that's probably just a little bit addition from my side. That's well, look into. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Not a problem, man. Yeah, and I see it, as a way of definitely with the gaming is going to, develop further and further by introducing the blockchain to that, right? Because just like you said, Javier, just back in the day when we used to play our old school video games,
Yep.
thinking back to the Nintendo days, Super Nintendo days, things like that, like how you were able to, to play games and create things. But now, like with we have, like you're saying, with the mobile and the blockchain introducing that, like how you could have these cool little things, whether they be skins, or whether they be like weapons, or whether they be different little things that you could do. But you could also build things, you can actually trade things, you could sell things nowadays. I mean, could you imagine like if we had something like that, like back when then? I mean, it's just watching the development of just the gaming industry industry when you're introducing it with the blockchain as well, to me is just mind blowing because let's be honest, there's so many different avenues that you could go down and you could just, get involved with different things. So to me, that's just absolutely amazing because you're only limited to basically at the end of the day, you're only limited to what your imagination could possibly, come up with. Because if you can imagine it and you've got the right team behind you, more than likely that you're able to produce it nowadays, which to me is mind blowing, to be honest with you. I have another question here, and it's concerning your Creo dApps. It's a wonderful feature, and I was wondering what value would that bring to developers? Let's talk about
Sure,
that for a second.
sure. So the thing about when I talk about accessibility, I talk about a lot of developers. They don't really understand the idea of Web 3, or how does it really benefit their products, right? A lot of people actually shy away from that. They're pretty scared about Web 3 gaming, and this is why it's such a brand new industry. Developers that try to enter the industry, they have to hire developers, hire blockchain developers, and it's just this whole convoluted process that just takes time and energy out of what they really should be doing, which is basically creating fun games. So we figured that with our esteemed team of blockchain developers and Web3 specialists, that they really love what they do. We figured that we should create tools, apps that could essentially help developers turn their Web 2 games to Web 3. Right, this is our main focus, is right to really onboard Web 2 games and have them make money off of Web 3 means using our tools. So you don't really have to think twice about getting developers on your side and making it work. You can just come to us, sign up, use your emails, just sign up, enter our developer systems, and just enter the developer tools and just really start getting to work and trying to create NFTs, create tokens, even have your own staking pool, for example. Really, all of it is just really how to make Web 3 accessible to brand new developers. And of course, our dApps are also trying to be accessible for players who really want to get into these things as well. So, for example, right, we get a lot of questions about, let's say, okay, I have a mobile game. It's a multiplayer game. I could definitely use this tool to integrate my online game with Web 3. Easy as that. But for single player games, for example, that just get make money from sales, developers could actually use our dApps to make digital collectibles, or even tokens of their games, if that's needed, to actually earn a bit more income for their single player titles. We figured that by opening this up, we're allowing developers to actually make money, not just from conventional means like Web 2, selling your single player game or whatnot, but through Web 3 digital collectibles, which, it's a speculative asset. People trade them because with our platform, as Javier mentioned, we actually allow NFTs to work across different titles, which I think adds value and creates this whole dynamic speculative nature of this asset, which allows people to actually trade these assets, based on what they do in different games. So by having this system working and allowing developers to, have an easy access to our dApps, they can allow themselves to create assets and collaborate with other developers that have different games to, make something very interesting, very special for them. So, it's this Web 3. What I really love about Web 3 is not really the security of the blockchain as a whole, which is a great thing. Security is a fantastic thing, but of course, the ability to allow assets to move freely between titles and digital products, which I think is special because the NFT metaverse is a sandbox. It's meant to be dynamic. It's meant to be constantly moving, constantly alive. So we really want our dApps to be the forefront of allowing developers that are very brand new to Web 3 to try this industry out firsthand. But that's just my statement. Yeah, maybe Jay, if you
Mm.
want to add anything else.
Yep. Maybe not something new since you practically already said almost all of them, though. But maybe just a little bit of encouragement for everybody here. If you guys are looking to create a project, or maybe you already have a project, Web 2 project per se, and you want to move into the Web 3 space, since, well, let's face it, the halving is coming, guys. It's on April 2024, and people keep on speculating that the next bull run is just beyond the corner. And I can already see and or maybe predict that the price of hiring a Web3 specialist or probably a Web3 developer is probably going to skyrocket starting from, March or February or the upcoming months. You can use our website, you can use our dApps to actually make your project into from Web 2 into Web 3 without involving a certain Web 3 specialists or maybe Web 3 developers. You can create tokens, you can create NFTs, you can mint them, you can create pools on your own ecosystem, on your games, on your platforms, whatnot. You need only follow the terms and condition and whatsoever. So it's an encouragement for everybody here who wants to create a project. You guys who wants to look around in our website, look around in our DApps, look around in our applications and games, and look around even in our partners. Because right now we already have 10 partners, all playable games, all spread across different chains, and you're more than welcome to try them on. The DApps itself is going to be a lifesaver. That's what we are trying to call it, a lifesaver for all Web3 projects, especially for GameFi. That's all. That's my take on it. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. That's actually really cool, though. So you guys have got you guys have got the game in play now, so to speak. So basically, other developers can come on and use what you guys have available and basically add their own touches to it and things like that. Am I understanding that
Yes.
correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
gotcha.
Exactly.
That is awesome, man. Yeah. So, so basically, like you said, i.e., lifesaver, right? You got people that may be interested in this that don't really know where to start, but then, insert, Creo Engine, and you guys they're able to come over and check out what you guys have to offer, and then maybe to be able to build on top of that. So, to me, that is
True.
definitely a time saver, obviously. And like you said, with the possible bull coming, after the halving and things like that, like it's no secret, man, that the gaming, the gaming crypto, the gaming crypto side of things is definitely in for a run. So I think you guys are in a well put spot right now, and everything is kind of just holding tight. And let's see what this halving is going to do. And then I truly believe that we're going to see a takeoff from there. So that's awesome, man, 100%. So let's go into and first I want to make sure I don't butcher this name, but I just wanted to say congratulations on your Toko crypto listing. Am I pronouncing that right? Because please
Oh
correct me
yeah,
if
that's
not.
true. That's
Okay,
true.
cool
That's true.
deal. Cool deal. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. What's the aim of choosing the Toko crypto for a listing, and like, what does it mean for the community in that region? If you guys want to touch on that a little bit, that would be greatly appreciated. And congratulations again on that.
Hey, thank you very much, bro.
Thank you.
So allow me to explain a bit about Toko Crypto itself. So just to introduce to everybody here, Toko Crypto is the currently the number one centralized exchange in Indonesia, with the total user to about 4 million people, if not mistaken. Please bear in mind that Indonesia has around 275 million people. Only about 11% or 12% of it understands crypto, in the meaning of they have wallets and have been KYC and known by the government. And 4 millions of those are the users of Toko Crypto. And to add the cherry on the top is Toko Crypto is one of the Binance subsidiary, which is spread all around the world, like Binance Gulf in Thailand, Binance TR in Turkey, and in Indonesia they have Toko Crypto. So Binance is also part of they're helping managing the Toko Crypto ecosystem as well, paying attention to the projects they brought in and looking after all the projects they have been listed under Toko Crypto's name. So the reason why we chose Toko Crypto is very simple. Since they are the number one checks in Indonesia and has been acknowledged by the government, they have all kinds of licenses, they have all kinds of connections and whatnot. We listed in them in order for us to spread our name in the local communities. To tell the truth, guys, we started our venture by going outside instead of going local, because when we started, it was the beginning of the bear market, which is the September 2021, like what you mentioned before. So since then, Indonesia has a lot of speculators, a lot of scammers, a lot of rug pullers, and a lot of dumpers per se. So we chose not to start in our own country. We choose to start from the other Southeast Asia country. Namely, we start from Singapore. That's why our first listing is in MEXC instead of our own local exchanges. And after a certain time period has passed, we decided to bring ourselves into the local communities because we want to be endorsed by our government, which has started to support crypto market since the mid 2023. They started to regulate everything properly. They start to make a, what do you call that, official associations backed by the governments, and they started accepting members and projects into the associations as members. Creo Engine included, of course. We have received our license as the official and legally traded asset in Indonesia. There's only 501 tokens and or assets being accepted in this licensing, and we are number 496. Imagine that the hardship we have to go through for 2 months in order just to, I have to go back and forth to government office, sending letters and meeting the people and whatnot just to deal with that. But anyway, by we having that license and we're listed in Toko Crypto, the government have all the reason more to support us in the background. They have all the more narrative to bring our name across the country. They have the they have the ability to bring Creo Engine to a higher level by spreading our name as the locally accepted tokens in the number one crypto exchange in Indonesia. Other than that, we have also another reason, but I probably will save this for later. But that's my take on it. Maybe Darren want to add something out of it.
Yeah, so I'll be quick, right? In any business that we do, it's all about product market fit, right? Number one thing you do in business is try to make a company that people could actually, relatively benefit from. And Web3 being relatively brand new to Indonesia, we really want to have people know about us through this massive exchange. Total Crypto has been a fantastic partner with us. We've been talking to them for a few months now, and they have a lot of good connections. And we thought that by being on board with them, they could introduce us to the bigger market, and it's practically a way of saying that we're legitimate, we're real, and we definitely want to have and achieve solid product market fit in Indonesia, and the amount of gamers in this country is astronomical. You have no idea that. I think we're the biggest in Southeast Asia when it comes to gamers in that use mobile phones. So by having people know about our tokens, that they know about our projects, they know about how legitimate we are, they could find refuge and could find reliability in our products and our games. You know, by trying us out, right? We really want to establish that if you want to make a living through video games, go with us because we are the first mover. We are the premier company in Indonesia trying to make this all happen. So being with Toko is just the first step to a greater vision, and we really are happy to be with them.
Yeah,
Can't have it any better. So that's just my take.
Yeah,
that's
no,
awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome. Go
huge
ahead, Scott.
congratulations. That's a
Yeah,
real. Sorry, DBS. I
no,
just want
no,
to
go
say a
ahead, bro.
huge, congratulations. To be honest, it's a massive partner, and really, honestly,
Thank you.
I've been watching everything, and I'm really proud to be part of Trio. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the future.
Okay,
We are
so
too. We too.
okay, so either Javier or Daryl. I've seen the post from the CEO of Toko Crypto, and there was something hinted there. Maybe something maybe in the lines of other global partners. Did you guys want to spill any info, or you guys want to keep that close to the chest, or how do you guys want to play that? I was going to ask this, so if you guys want to, if you want to say something a little bit about it, hey, that's okay. If not,
I I
then we can
I
move
will
on.
say I'll say something. I'll say a tidbit that uh, we have very big ambitious goals. With the partners that we have on board, and again, you know, all about product market fit, all about being accessible, right? So again, we have to partner up with great people, great companies, and great products. Even officially large companies that hopefully would utilize us to make it all work. But that's just all I could say for now. I can't say anything else. But a lot of great things are going to happen the coming few months. I'm going to be extremely busy getting things done, but it's all part of the fun. It's all part of
Yeah,
the fun.
that's totally understandable, Daryl. Yeah, I mean,
No worries.
you're only allowed to be able to say certain things, and you just kind of want to keep everybody on their toes as well. So that's totally cool, man, and I completely understand it. We got a saying over here in the Lions Den. that teamwork makes the dream work. And basically what that means is it's like with with Creo Engine, right? You guys partner up with these massive, different people, right? Different project, different everything, and it's just amazing when you guys are able to, like, you've got a dream, they've got a dream, and you guys can mix them together and just come up with just something amazing, at the end of the day. So shout out to you guys for that too. I also saw a little post. Wanted to congratulate you guys myself as well. Saw that you guys were trending there on the top 10 or whatever there on Coin Market Cap as well. So I saw your guys' post about that. So congratulations on that too, man. Super cool
Thank
there.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this. Now that we're talking partnerships, and I'd like to take a second also too for everybody in the room. I went ahead and I want to give another shout out to the Creo team for a second. I have posted their link tree up here in the nest for everybody to go, and I want to speak on that for a second because if you've been in these spaces before, you guys know that I am a huge fan of Linktree. It's perfect to have your all of your information right there in
Very
one spot.
convenient, yeah.
Oui,
Exactly,
thank
man.
you.
And shout out to you guys for actually taking that tool and using it. For the life of me, I will never understand why a project, or anything for that matter, that has different social links, different links to Medium articles, whatever the case may be, right? Why not just have one convenient place to where that you guys can keep that they can keep everything in one little place right there. So shout out to you guys for doing that. I love it when I see a link tree added, and it might not be a lot to some people, but to me, it means a whole lot. It tells me that the team is well put together, well organized, and they mean business. So shout out to you guys for that. Just wanted to put
Amen,
that
brother.
out there.
Thank you
Thank
very much.
you.
Yeah, absolutely,
Thank
one
you very
hundred
much.
percent, guys. So let's do this. Let's talk about another partnership, and that's with I believe it's Ultra Voucher, right? What will you bring to the table with them? Could you tell me a little bit more about those guys and what's
Sure.
going on there?
Yeah, no worries. So, let me tell you guys a little bit story. I mean, it's a history story. We actually know these guys like about nearly 2 years ago when we met their CEO named Mr. Hadi in one of the mall in Jakarta. Back then, we talk about creating a platform for casual games for them to integrate into their platform to be used by their users, which is by then it's about correct me if I'm wrong, Daryl. By then, when we spoke to Mr. Hadi, it was 400,000 people. Is it?
Yeah, yeah. You know, the best part is that company is a publicly traded company, right, Jaber? So they're very
Yep,
strong. Mr.
exactly,
Hades is a very
exactly.
capable
And
guy. Yeah.
yeah, and they're very influential in Indonesia, one of the biggest voucher provider in Indonesia, actually. And they specialize in lifestyle vouchers, like supermarkets, fashion items, restaurant, even global vouchers like Amazon gift card. They have a Ichi, what do you call that? Netflix, Disney Plus, all those kinds of things, man. I mean, their influences is not just within Indonesia and Southeast Asia. Granted, their strongest influence is in Indonesia and Singapore, but they have products that can span globally. Now, for us to partner with them is for us to realize our, what do you call that? Well, it's to realize one of our dreams, which is to make a real world asset for our in-game asset. So at first, we have the idea of realizing, well, um, okay, let's bring everybody here for an imagination trip. Imagine you guys are playing an RPG game. Now, in the RPG game, it's natural for monsters to drop items related to, what we call that lifestyle items, daily items like food, chicken legs, fruits, and something like that. Imagine when your son, your daughter, your sisters, or whoever it is playing the game, they can exchange a certain amount of these items into real items through voucher points, loyalty points, or maybe even the vouchers itself to be traded later in the shops, in supermarkets, in hypermarkets, in Costco, in Hypermart, or something like that. So
That
this is
that's it.
where
That's
we actually,
insane. That's absolutely insane. That is.
yeah, that's the point. So by utilizing what Auto Voucher has, we can actually bring this to life. And we are in the process of making it through one of our platform called TacTac, which is also created by our studio. TacTac is a group of a, what do you call that? A casual games that can easily be played with one fingers. Of course, some easy, some difficult. You can earn coins, tokens, and whatever it is. And you can also utilize Creo token, which is our governance token, to be exchanged into loyalty points to be used in restaurant with brands of Ultra Voucher, namely like KFC in Indonesia. You can just exchange it like a payment gateway, and you can directly eat from the restaurant. Something like that. That kind of partnership is what we are looking for. You know.
Yeah, that. What do you have to add on that, Daryl? Do you have anything with that?
Yeah. So practically one of the reasons or one of the systems that we look for is how do we bring real world benefits to people, right? And a lot of people don't understand the significance of how far these vouchers can go for people, right? I think if you think about it, a lot of kids would love to have vouchers for mobile data, right? Even subscription vouchers if they play these games, and it kind of goes a long way. If you make an extra $2 a week and you can actually get these cute vouchers that you could exchange for mobile data, it does go quite a long way for a lot of people in Indonesia. And we really want to emphasize on how that could add to our philosophy, which is to provide welfare through financial entertainment, which is Web3 gaming. The gamification of games, finance. It's really something that we're really looking into. And if we could add vouchers to the mix, why not, right? Because again, it would be very nice to not just have cash, for people, but also vouchers, which I think could add a significant boon to how people view us as a company. And Ultra Voucher, great company. They've been at it for a lot of years, and they have seasoned veterans on board. So we're very happy to work with them very closely to bring this to life. So it's a lot of work to be done in the next few weeks, but it's worthwhile, and I think we can make this work very nicely. So that's my take.
Okay, okay, Daryl. So just like so, if we could just put it in layman's terms, right? So just so everybody here can understand, and correct me if I'm wrong. So with gameplay, kind of dumbing it down a little bit. With gameplay, you're able to collect different things, and then you're able to turn these things into vouchers to where
Yeah,
to where that you could use at like a local coffee shop, for example,
precisely,
in Indonesia, right?
precisely.
Got it, man. Hey,
Yes,
that's actually pretty incredible, to be
yes,
honest with you. It seems like you guys are definitely, covering, all the
yeah,
avenues with that. And it
and
makes sense, right? At the end of the day. So, now that, that I completely understand, because it kind of threw me for a loop for a little bit. I'm like, well, how would they implement? But now that kind of explained it in simple terms for me, now I completely understand. And you're right, though, like, because in Indonesia, like you were saying, a big one of the things too is like getting data for yourself, for your mobile and things like that. So if you're able to do that, right, like by doing the gameplay, and then you're able to get these vouchers to get whatever the case may be, and like you're saying, there's numerous different avenues where they could cash in these
that's
types of
right.
vouchers, right? Okay,
Mm. Yeah,
that
at
is
the end of the day, we have it can go a bit further than that. Like eventually, imagine this. There's some games that we're partnering with that, or we're trying to make ourselves that will be solely dedicated to farming, and eventually those games that are just based on farming games could actually earn you produce, actually fresh fruits, fresh foods that you can get through these vouchers. So Ultra Voucher is trying to expand its repertoire as a company to have accessible vouchers, not just through mobile data, but of course fresh food, right? So having gamifying that would be a steal. Like it would be beautiful to gamify food, right? Gamification of food. Imagine that. So it's a beautiful thing. We're really trying to accomplish as a company. Really trying to bring the welfare to entertainment through finance, and it's a doozy, but it's very much possible. We could definitely
yeah,
do
absolutely. And
it.
what's cool
Yeah,
about that is, so like imagine you're playing a game, whatever, get, like you said, a voucher for something to eat, maybe to something to buy and things like that. It reminds me of there was a project way back when, and they kind of had like a system set up to that, like kind of like that, to where that you would watch videos and things like that, and that you would able to like get vouchers and things like that. And actually, if I remember correctly, it was actually out of Indonesia. Now, was it with Ultra Voucher? I'm not sure. I don't really remember because this was, obviously a couple of years back. But man, that is really, really cool though that you guys are doing that. And like I said, it all starts with an idea, and then you build from there. But I think that that would be extremely attractive. To users and things like that, people who play the games and things like that too. And you said, Javier, how many games do you guys actually have right now that are ready to play?
Well, well, we ourselves in Creo Engine, we developed two games, which is already one is ready to play, ready to be downloaded. It's called Evermore Nights. It's a JRPG turn-based. You can download it in the Google Play Store. Sadly, we still have no access to iOS App Store because we've tried and it's quite hard to list in App Store actually. And the second one is called Slime Haven. It is a pet slime building and breeding game, similar to Axie Infinity though, but with a different approach and different ecosystem, of course. And other than that, we have another 8 games from different partners. All of these games are ready to be played either in their beta stage or in their mainnet stages. So, but just for everybody here, we've created a something called Arcade Fest. Now, this Arcade Fest is a group of more than 130 casual games which you can play in your spare time when you are in your lunch break or maybe in your free time or when you're waiting for somebody and your fingers are you want to fiddle on some buttons or something like that. You can play in this Arcade Fest, and all the games here ready to be played, will be launched shortly in this Q1 2024. Now, all these games will utilize Creo tokens in one way or another. So it's going to be another additional use case. If you want to total all of those, we still have about 10 games waiting in our pipeline, ready to get into the ecosystem. Five is ready to be launched. The other five is still in talks, but we are sure around 80 to 90% that they are going to join us.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. And the thing is, back to to touch on something that I was saying before. Obviously, that let me add. Okay, well, we got Creo Engine actually coming up. Let me add them as a speaker as well. So we'll go ahead and do that really quick. Okay, they're able to
Sure.
speak. How are you? How are you? You want to introduce yourself, or you're just up here just to want to sit on the panel with
Guys
us?
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine. How are you?
I am great. I'm David. I'm the COO. I see that you guys already been talking a lot here. It's very nice to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, David. Welcome to
Awesome.
the
Yeah,
Lions Den.
David's
We
a
appreciate it.
David's
We're
a
having a
hardcore CO. He's hard
yeah.
at work every day.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we're having a great time here with Javier
Awesome.
and Daryl here. So it's been having a great conversation so far. And Daryl or one of you guys actually, it doesn't really matter which one.
Yeah.
I'm getting some questions here about your token itself. Do you guys just want to briefly touch on maybe your tokenomics and a little bit about the token? If you guys want to do that, that would be great.
Yeah,
Okay, so
sure.
what can? Yeah, yeah. Please,
I can
yeah.
glance over what the token does. Maybe Jay can glance over the tokenomics just so that we know what we're talking about. So essentially, Creo token as a whole is a governance token. It's basically we have a platform called CreoPlay.app, and that platform is the one hosting all of our games and features and dApps, and of course, eventually our systems for our users and developers. Essentially, that token is used for everything related to the platform, right? Fees, functions, subscriptions, you name it. So basically, the token is the platform is dependent on the token itself, and the token is very much needed for all these features to happen. Especially, and I quote, especially as the platform starts to scale and things start to get faster and people start to find viable means of business through Web3, you know, you always need Creo to do work in Creo Play. So it will always be sought after, and it's a pretty reliable token, and we are definitely going to rely on it for a long time. So it's useful, and honestly, as the platform does scale, that it's not a matter of buying the token because of the price. You just buy the token because you need to do work. You gotta do work, right? So you gotta get work done. Just buy Creo, use the platform, use our tools, and you're good to go, right? So that's just what it does. Maybe the tokenomics, Jay, we could glance over the tokenomics just to be more, precise.
Yeah.
Jay,
So,
yeah,
well, it's going to be very long if we are going to discuss about the tokenomics here. It's going to take up a lot of time, but let me just brief it up that our tokenomics is consists of what you'll see in your everyday projects. I mean, everyday good projects. Amen. We have a partnership. We have allocations like seed, private round, ideal sales, allocations for advisors, how much we are going to put for staking rewards, ecosystem fund, for game development, play to earn rewards, of course, and liquidity, of course, the reserve and incentive when things comes up that we have to deal with. But what I want to put for everybody here to know is that we are not holding any of the team token at all ever since we started the project. So all those tokens are locked away safely and has been clipped for nearly 36 months now. And we are also going to relock all those tokens when the time comes. So we are not going to hold these tokens until God knows when. Sorry, I won't disclose too much here, but anyway, we are going to relock all those tokens to 2025 per se. So fear not. We as the developer of Creo Engine, we will not touch any of our own team token to do something not good. We are not going to use this to do something that will definitely disappoint everybody here because we love our communities, we love our projects, we love our people, we love our games, we love our
Yeah.
community.
That that's definitely understandable. I think what's really cool is what Daryl was talking about as well. Just how I think it is important because I've seen numerous projects that it's kind of questionable whether or not like well, did we really need a token for this? You know what I mean? But I can when what Daryl explained and you obviously explained that how the token is essential to the ecosystem. So to me that is very very cool, man. I just like to see a token when it's when a token is comes about that it's actually useful to the project. And obviously what you guys have explained here, it's very very an essential key part to
Oh,
the
thank you,
to the
man.
Creo itself. So that to
thank
me
you.
is a really really cool, man. So let's
Yep.
talk about this. So we're in here obviously going into first day of February here in 2024. Let's talk about future plans for the rest of 2024. You guys got I mean obviously you're going to continue to build and continue to grind.
Oh yeah,
But I mean, do you guys have any exciting things that you would like to see accomplished
yeah.
within this year?
So let me just start with that. Essentially, one of the things we're really trying to integrate into our platform is artificial intelligence. I think it's a pretty trendy word. I don't quite like using it, but the whole point of accessibility and product market fit, right? Trying to use AI to give people precise insights as to what games they should play and what games to stay away from is what we really want on our platform. So imagine you're brand new users, you don't know what's going on. Okay, well, what game do I play? I like RPGs. What's a good return? Blah blah blah. This machine can essentially provide you precise information about the game that you're trying to play. Again, it's all about trying to give users the power of knowledge and insights and clarity. Now, you guys have seen a lot of WhatsApp groups, a lot of Telegram groups, and a lot of these tiny groups giving you information, false information, likely, and all what all these products. So having a machine tell you precise information based on facts, cold hard facts, is what we're trying to get done. And I think we partner with PAL. They've been great with us. They've actually partnered with a lot of big toes like Floki, for example. So we want to bring the best people to work on our AI to make it work. And I think no one has done this before. So we're trying to make AI just make this whole thing accessible. Another thing is, of course, we're going to try and make a third title, a third game, a much more elaborate third game, with our team to make it really nice. We have two games so far, Slimy Haven and Evermore Nights, but having a third game on board would be very nice to have. And of course, we're trying to make our own miniature isometric metaverse called Creonia. Great stuff going on there. Imagine being able to rent out land that does certain things depending on the game you play. Trying to really tie into the whole metaverse tying your lands to the individual games you play, and allowing developers to work alongside the lands that are on Creo Play, on Creonia. So really creating this whole ecosystem of tools and systems to create value for video games in the Web3 industry. And I think it's going to be a lot of work to do this 2024, but that's why I'm here. That's why we're all here to get all this stuff done. And can't wait to see it all come to fruition by the end of the year. So it's a lot of work, but I'm more than happy to see it through. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Go ahead, Javier. Did you have anything that you'd like to add to that?
Yeah. Well, what Daryl mentioned is from the development side, but what I'm going to mention is from the business side. So business development side wise, we are looking to list in several tier one or tier two exchanges until the end of the year. So there will still be definitely more listings happening within this 2024. And the keyword is, of course, since we started in Toko Crypto by the early 2024, the keyword will be Binance subsidiaries. So I'll leave that to you guys' imaginations where we are going to go next. But it's safe to say that what we are looking for is everything around Asia at the moment. So you can imagine what we are aiming for the gaming industry in Korea, but at the same time we are also looking to build our tokens hype in the same countries as well. Of course, when it comes to listing tokens, of course there are a lot of preparations that we need to do. There's a lot of things we need to fulfill. There's a lot of terms and conditions we need to have before we can actually list on those exchanges, especially tier ones. You know who they are. So yeah, from my side, business development wise, in token wise, we are going to list in more exchanges by the end of the year, and we're targeting tier ones and high tier twos exchanges, especially those related to Binance themselves.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And I gotta say, at the end of the day, we've done a lot of these AMAs over here in the Lions Den, and immediately there's certain things that I can pick up on, right away. And definitely with Creo here, as if you can't tell already that these guys are very, very well thought out. They're very well put together, and they're all business, and they like to play a little bit too because it involves games and video games and stuff like that, right? So shout out to you
Exactly.
guys, man. This may be one of my favorite ones that I've actually done yet because I just
Thank you.
appreciate the professionalism and everything that you guys have brought to the table. I mean, everything considering, all the way, like I was mentioning earlier, like the link tree, the partnerships that you guys are forming, and and at the end of the day, you guys are just, I mean, as time goes on, I can only imagine that you guys will just get, bigger and bigger and bigger, and definitely,
Amen, brother.
yeah, man, become a force to reckon with here in the space. So shout out to you guys for that, man. So we're coming here on the top of the hour. Is there anything? Can I get some any other statements from you guys, or anything else that you would like to share? With the audience at this time for we close it up for the day.
Yeah, sure. So essentially, what I'd like to share is this. We're hard at work to bring all these things to life, and having you guys, look at us, support us. It does bring a warm feeling to me. I really do appreciate your support and candor towards our project. We're here to get things done, and I'm always here to try and innovate and try new things. But of course, trying to make this a pragmatic business. I think more than ever a business is a business. We have to run it like a business and ensure that what we're doing is meaningful and that we could actually sustain ourselves more than anything because we have to protect our interests, but of course your interests as well. You as holders of the token, we want to make sure that your time is not wasted, and we want to make sure that what we're doing is beneficial and feasible for you guys in the coming years. So thank you so much for your support. It's been a great pleasure, and I will continue to work hard to see this through. But that's just my statement. But
Yes.
nonetheless, thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah. Well said,
Amazing.
Daryl. Well said. Thank you.
Well said.
So
Absolutely. What you got for us, Javier?
yep. So maybe I want to thank everybody here for listening to what we have to say, and of course we want to thank you, bro, and the Lion, and also Scott for having us here. We are happy to share whatever we have in our mind, whatever we're doing. Like Daryl said, we're hard at work. Every day is, well, It's like the law of lack of sleep. Well, but every day is fun because we are doing what we like actually, building games, networking with people, creating ecosystem, giving values to people, giving values to projects, and also their assets as well. So thank you guys for listening to us. Keep on supporting us. Look out for our project, listen to our news, and we definitely will not try not to disappoint you guys. Of course. Thank you very
Yeah,
much, guys.
yeah,
Have a good
that's
day.
amazing. That's amazing, Javier. And another thing I'd like to say too. The old saying goes is, if you do what you love, it technically you never really work a day in your life because you're doing exactly what it is that you love
Exactly.
to do, right?
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
right.
So I think we can all agree on that. So with the COO here, do we have any final words from you?
Just going to give a huge shout out to everyone attending this space tonight. Thank you very much for making time. Of course, I'd like to thank you, the Lions Den main. You guys been awesome for all your support, and to the communities. I just want to say, look out for all of our updates on our Telegram channel. It's the handle is Creo Engine channel. So no underscores, no spaces, just Creo Engine channel. Head to our to our Telegram to receive more updates and information. We're updating daily. We're pumping a lot of development and business news, product wise as well. So I'll we catch you guys there in our Telegram group.
Yeah, that's
That is
amazing. Yeah,
all.
yeah. Like I
Yeah,
said, before, yeah, I've got your guys's, for everybody that's in the space right now, I've got their link tree right here in the nest. So be sure to hit
mhm,
that out and check these guys out. And
of
like
course.
he was saying, just head over to the Telegram if you have any questions or anything like that. I can also appreciate you guys as well, for your post updates. I think that is crucial in a space that has become, relatively crowded. But giving your holders and things like that necessary updates, even a hello, how you doing, good morning, good afternoon, etc. I see you guys have, you've got that all covered. And like I said, it's amazing. And obviously a blind man can see here that you guys, come not only come to play, but you came to win. And I, for one, can appreciate that out of a great team like you guys. And it's been an
Thank you
absolute
kindly.
pleasure,
Thank
having
you
you guys
kindly.
on the space today. And maybe, I was thinking also too, since I've had so much fun, maybe in a few months time we could get you guys back on and, maybe do a
Of
little
course,
a little
that'll be
catch
a
up with you
pleasure.
guys
Yeah,
and
of
check in with all of
course.
you and make sure everybody's doing well, and talk about some updates that you guys have done and things. I'm actually looking forward to it, to be honest. So if we can
Cool.
maybe, I know you guys are busy, so if we can get you guys, penciled in on that, that would be great here in the future. So, and guys, like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure. And I just want to thank everybody here in the room that joined us with Creo today. Creo Engine, obviously, like I said before, going to be a force to reckon with the upcoming bull coming. So I would definitely suggest, obviously do your own research, but I would keep a close eye on these guys. So,
Let's get it.
with, yeah, absolutely, man. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You could have been anywhere in the world today, but you decided to come here and hang out with us in Creo Engine. And we will catch you on the next one. I hope you have a great day or night. Bye bye.
Cool. Bye
Goodbye.
bye.